I've always believed in doing things by hand. The more mechanical advantages you get, the less need you have to communicate with people. It dehumanizes the whole thing. What disappoints me most about people is the people that have these huge amount of ideas on why don't you do it this way, but they don't do it. It seems to be a modern disease. You only need a few good ideas in your life, and if you can manifest them, you're fortunate. To me, the biggest tragedy is that there's people today that they don't know why they're alive. They don't know why they're on this earth. Is it to play computer games, or what? Is it for kids that they get really good at mountain bike riding or something like that that's unnecessary, that they don't have a responsibility? Or I think that's the biggest human tragedy myself, because it leaves people helpless, that it's all about fun, and what we do is fun. If you go and work in a automobile factory and you put 4 bolts in a radiator and that's all you know how to do, you're dependent on being in a certain way with your superiors, otherwise you lose your job. You can't be real. You know, when I hit my mid-40s, I decided, you know, this work that I'm doing is totally meaningless to me, you know. If you have a mortgage, you have to say and do things that you don't want to do. And if you want to do other stuff, you have to have the willpower or whatever it takes to not go home and watch TV and drink beer, but do other stuff to give you like a life. So I decided I'm going to try not to have to do this. In 1979, I went to an old farmer in the Cusp, Christopher Spicer. He was an old Englishman, and he'd been farming over there since 1948. He'd come back from the Second World War, and he was a veteran, and he got land over there. And I walked into his farmyard on Halloween, and it was like going back 100 years. That's when I decided that this is what I was going to do. I've lived here since 1979. I found this place by accident and decided to camp here with my girlfriend in 1979. She was a mountaineer, and we made our temporary camp here, and here 30 years later we're still here. I never seen it, even today I don't see it as permanent. This is the most at home I feel any place since I left the place I was born. This is where I decided in the world to settle down. You might think that I spend a lot of time on my own, but I don't. Most of my connection with people is through the stuff I do. Over the years, I've had a number of people that come work with me on some kind of, usually informal, they come and some of them stay and some of them don't stay. That's the way I find the good in humans, the people I work with. I find out who they are and what they're made of. If I take a day off, that's probably the worst thing for me, because then I get to think. I do too much of it already. When I start sitting, then pretty soon, after about 2 days, I'm just waiting for the sky to fall. My favorite poem about getting old and going down hard is Dylan Thomas. His rage against the dying of the light. That you don't want to get old. You don't want to die. You're fighting, going down, and that's pretty much where I live, how I live my life.